Hey, what's up guys? Brian here from FIFA Choice, bringing you another great video, and today we'll be going over the best youth squad in the Portuguese league. These players are the players I believe are playing the best in the league for their age group. We decided to go with under 22, I believe, or 22 is the max age for the players on this team. So let's start off with the goalkeeper. In goal we have Jose Sa from Marítimo. Jose Sa, yep. He plays on the U21 Portugal squad. A lot of people say he's going to be the next Patricio. I hope he is, because we need a solid goalkeeper back there. After Anthony Lopes, of course, because he's doing pretty well. On to our center back. By the way, the whole defense is going to be Sporting. So let's go first with Paulo Oliveira. Paulo Oliveira is 22 years old, I believe. 22 or 23. And he is playing a lot now because Mauricio has left Sporting, who used to be their starting center back. So he's gotten a lot more playing time. He's a little inexperienced, but hopefully he'll get up there and make it to the national team and have an impact there. Our next Sporting player is our left back, Jonathan Silva. Really good left back. He actually has played for the national team a couple of times already. I've seen him out there for Argentina. Doesn't play too bad at all, and he starts for Sporting, so hopefully he can do an impact on League 2. Next player, we move on to one of our only bronzes in the squad, Naby Sarr. Naby Sarr, who was bought from, I think, Leon Sporting. He did pretty good in the Champions League. I believe he played a couple of matches, even though Sporting got knocked out. You know, they fought hard. And, I would say they got robbed a little bit too, but you win some, you lose some. Moving on to our last player, who is technically not on the Sporting roster right now. He's on Academica, I believe, on loan, Ricardo Esgaio. But I just got the Sporting version, and, he's still technically part of the team anyway. But regardless, he's a great right back, and I saw him play against Chelsea in the Champions League. They lost 3-0, I think, but still, regardless of that, a player that young, put his all out there, and I believe he's going to be doing good. And, he left Sporting for a little bit on loan, but he'll come back and definitely make an impact on the team. Moving on to our left mid. We're going to go with, not even a left mid, sorry, it's a left wing. So let's move over to that. And that's going to be Oliver Torres himself. He's got a bundle of goals in the league. He's a loanee from Atletico Madrid. He's decently fast, and he's got great dribbling. Just an overall great player for the team. I mean, I don't know if his shooting is that bad. I mean, it's not that great, but he scored a couple of goals. And, let's boost it up from 48 FIFA, all right? Moving on to our next center mid. I believe that is Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves, the 17-year-old himself. Well, 18, actually. He's just turned 18 recently. He had his birthday a couple of days ago. Really young. Scored on his debut for Porto. The first game he scored. One of the youngest players to score in the league. 17 years old. Ruben Neves, a great prospect in the making in this league. He'll do great things. Moving on to João Mario, brother of Wilson Eduardo, who's actually out on loan from Sporting, because, his brother's doing a little bit better than him. So, João Mario is a great midfielder. I've seen him play for Portugal, and I've seen him play for Sporting. And, he's really good, just really good passer, good endurance, just a really good player. Moving on to our right mid, I believe is also a right wing, so sorry about that, guys. Let me just bring that over. Oh, sorry. Damn FIFA. Moving over to right wing, and that is the super sub himself, Carlos Mane, who comes in a lot for Sporting for Carrillo, and that's why I call him a super sub. But overall, he's a really good player, and I've seen him score, I've seen him play, really good for Sporting, and hopefully he'll make it to the national team where he'll play good too. I hope he gets up there and makes an impact for the team. Moving on to our attack, the next two players to finish our starting 11 are there he is, Hassan, who plays for Rio Ave. I think he's the third top goal scorer after Lima and Jackson Martinez. the two top goal scorers of the league. He is the next top one. He's been playing a phenomenal season, really good, really young, 22 years old, doing really good for his team, bringing them up. Even though they're still a mid-level team, I hope he moves on to maybe a better team in the Portuguese league or even a better team somewhere else. Really good player. Moving on to a star this beginning season. I believe he's actually not even a striker, he's a center forward. So let's do that. Yep, Anderson Talisca. This guy had a great beginning of the season for Benfica. Scored a lot of goals. He's still up there on the top goal scorers, maybe fourth or fifth. But he's kind of downfalled a little bit because of Jonas, their other Brazilian center forward. He's playing a lot more with Lima, and he's scoring a lot too. He's actually up there for top goal scorer also. But Talisca, during the beginning of the season, he was ahead of Jackson at one point for top goal scorer. So that just proves it. And plus, this is his upgrade card. He was a silver at one point, 73, I believe, at center attacking mid, and he went up a lot to 77. So that just proves that he's had a great season so far, and he's going to make a big impact in the following years. Moving on to our subs, guys. Let's start off with, I believe it is... Sorry, let me shuffle a bit here. There he is. Rafa Silva, the fast Braga man himself. Braga are in, I think, 4th place right now. If I'm not mistaken, they're ahead of Guimarães, who are in 5th. And he's a big part of their team. Very fast, very young. I hope he does something for the national team in the future also. Moving on to our next player. I believe you pronounce it Goma? Yeah, I'm not sure. He's an Egyptian center midfielder from Nacional. He's been having a great season. Probably one of the best young players Egypt has to offer. Definitely a worthwhile player. Our next player is Ryan Gauld. Ryan Gauld is from Scotland, and he recently went to Sporting, where, I've seen him play in a couple of club matches, and people are saying a lot of good stuff about this guy. Before he came, he was actually called I think the Scottish Messi. Our next player is Tozé from Estoril, but he's actually on loan from Porto, or Porto B, that is. He actually scored against Porto, PK, but he scored last week too. Doing pretty good. I really like him. Really good young player. Moving on to Brian Cristante, who recently joined Benfica from the Serie A. I think it was Inter Milan. I'm not sure if it was Inter Milan. I'm not certain, but definitely a Serie A team. He's Italian. Moving on to our next player, Lucas João. The 67-rated young striker from Nacional has scored, I think, 7 goals this season, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Hopefully he'll do better in the future. And to our last player, Gonzalo Guedes from Benfica. He plays for the B team most of the time, but other than that, he's still a great player and a great young prospect for the national team. So that completes our squad, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you have any other suggestions for players for the squad, please comment and let us know. Thanks for watching. Peace.